Hey guys, it's been a minute since we've done one of these. Welcome back to This Week in Animation. This is the show where we give you the animation news. I've kind of just been taking a bit of a backseat from this series for a while. I did a bunch of little TikTok uploads, little TikTok re-uploads to this channel on Wednesdays instead. Even tried doing This Week in Theater, which I do plan to do more of eventually down the road. I don't know. But hey, for a while, we're going to be back with more This Week in Animation. And so, with all of that said, let's just go ahead and get right to it. Now, that's Zoom, because I had to rework Zoom. Zoom was acting a little crazy. Yeah, I'm recording all these on Zoom. Bear with me. So anyway, let's get right to it. There's a friggin' ad there. Okay. Oh, the entire thing just reloaded itself, which means I have to. Oh my god. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. One Piece season 2 has officially gotten itself some new cast members. What the frick is going on here? Oh my god. I don't want that. Alright. We got some new cast members for One Piece season 2. Did it say who they are? It says right here. Some of the cast of characters that they will be including are Brandon Sean Murray as Brokey, Colin Kerr as Smoker, Clive Russell as Crocus, Julia Reinhold as Tashigi, Rob Kaladi as Wapul, Ty Kogi as Dalton, and Werner Coaster as Dory. Now, I have not seen much One Piece outside of the one video episode I did for the video, and I have not seen the live action adaptation either. So I don't know who any of these characters are, but if you're a One Piece fan, I'm sure this is very exciting. Moving right along, we got a bunch of news talking about the Despicable Me franchise. So the big one is that the director of Despicable Me 4, Chris Bernard, says that they have zero interest in aging up any of the characters, including the kids. Now, this is a problem with a lot of animated projects, mainly with television shows, but lately it has been a problem with movies. Is that when you have a long running animated franchise that has characters that are younger, especially children, they never seem to age. Obviously, the most famous example is The Simpsons, where Bart has been 10 years old for 35 years. But there are plenty of other famous examples. You have The Fairly Odd Parents, where Timmy Turner has been 10 for 16 years. Arthur, the characters were like 8 for 25 years. And currently, in movie form, we have Despicable Me. The Despicable Me franchise, where they have expressed that they have zero interest in aging up any of the characters, including the three kids, which, as their voice actors get older and older and older, they appear to be staying the exact same age, which is a bit frustrating because I distinctly remember they said that they were going to age up the kids in Despicable Me 4. And it's also going to be frustrating because in the fourth movie, they're introducing a baby. They're like Gru and Kristen Wiig's character, whose name I honestly forgot the name of, like they're having a child in Despicable Me 4, and with all this information and them adding a baby, basically adding their version of Poof, it feels like the franchise is definitely just going to be like a zombie of itself, because for however more movies they want to make in the future, they're just gonna have this baby who doesn't really do much. And the kids will be doing the same thing because they're just kids. So, and all of this doesn't really matter because that's all going to take a backseat to the minion shenanigans. Either way, this is just really dumb. I don't know. What do you guys think of it? Now, speaking of Despicable Me, some talks have been talking about this minion cup holder where you can drink out of a minion's head. We have this TikTok video about it right over here. And as you can see, where you can put your drink in the minion and you can drink straight out of the head, which is very disturbing because it implies that you are drinking a minion's brains, which not a lot of people will be very fond of. We have a better look at the cup holder right there. You can see it's one of the mega minions from Despicable Me 4, and yeah, that is something. This is what I like to call the Conehead minion because he looks like a freaking conehead more than anything. Um, that's interesting. Something else that's interesting is that the minions have apparently taken over the Las Vegas Spear. Let's get a better look here. We got this little minion guy just chilling. It appears to be the Thing minion from Despicable Me 4, and we also have the Thing minion eating another minion. So those are the ones that this Twitter post has showcased. Maybe there are more. I don't know, and I don't care. Okay, so the South Park movie, South Park Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, has officially been released on 4K Blu-ray, and here is a very closer look at the 4K release. Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, along with one of Trey Matt's other film, Team America World Police, have both recently gotten 4K releases from Paramount, and yeah, these move South Park more than the South Park movie is a beloved classic, with Team America also being a beloved cult classic. So it's actually pretty cool that these movies are finally available in 4K, and Team America especially is a movie that I don't think anybody expected to be released on 4K because of how freaking niche and stupid it is. But it's cool that it happened nonetheless. Alrighty, so Ed, Edd n Eddy creator Danny Antonucci has recently done an interview where he talked about the possibilities of an Ed, Edd n Eddy revival. And he basically said that it would not work, that it would fail miserably. And we have somewhere over here, it'd be nice if it would. Okay. What else do we have? Danny Antonucci believes a revived Ed, Edd n Eddy would fail, even on Adult Swim or approaching the show from different characters' perspectives. He suggests the show would merely repeat original ideas, lacking novelty and appeal. So, basically, Antonucci just does not think that a modern interpretation of Ed, Edd n Eddy would work, which makes a lot of sense because the show is very baked in that early 90s, mid 2000s culture in terms of like how like it's typically like the characters behave and how like just the general designs and just the type of show it really is. Plus, a lot of the times with modern cartoon reboots, you will see that they don't really get the entire gang back together, and a lot of times it's just fans of the show just repeating what the original series did. And I noticed that with like the new Fairly Odd Parents, A New Wish, where you can definitely see that there's a lot of energy there. Like fans of the show definitely took some criticisms that they had with it and tried to fix it a little bit, like the relationship between Cosmo and Wanda. But a lot of like the episode plot and ideas, like the general ideas, a lot of that was just taken from the original show. Like especially the noir episode. Like I was like, you already did that back in like season 4, so why are you doing it again? But either way, it appears over here that like a and then any season 7 will not happen. Even if it's a more adult reboot, it is likely to not happen, especially since the creator does not want it to happen. But hey, revivals and reboots seem to be the only thing that Cartoon Network is doing nowadays because the network itself is like, I mean, give Nickelodeon some credit. At least they're making some original shows. I mean, Disney Channel is basically making nothing but original cartoons. But like, either way, like, I wouldn't expect Danny Antonucci to do an edited revival, but Cartoon Network could easily just hire somebody else and be like, reboot Ed, Ed and Eddie, and they're like, okay, because that'd be some good money. Yeah, what do you guys think about it? Okay, so last week it was announced that we were to get a brand new Shrek movie. We were going to get Shrek 5 directly stated from Eddie Murphy during an interview where he was promoting the brand new Beverly Hills Cop film. And he also confirmed that a Donkey spin-off film is in the works. And in this article with Entertainment Tonight, he revealed that the movie will feature Donkey and Dragon's kids, which it would be a little weird if it didn't, like the Donkey and Dragon, it had some babies. Them babies are in the Shrek movies, and there's a Donkey movie. Now, it would also be a little weird if Dragon wasn't in the movie, but we'll just wait and see. But yeah, are you guys excited for the new Donkey movie or Shrek 5? Because those movies are finally happening, like, especially after how well received Puss in Boots: The Last Wish was. That, after 6 movies in this franchise and after an 11-year gap, like the Shrek franchise still has some creative juices in them, and it was only a matter of time before Donkey got his own movie after Puss in Boots got one 11 years ago. So, actually, it wasn't 11 years ago. It was like 13 years ago. God, Puss in Boots came out 13 years ago. That's crazy to me. I remember seeing that in the theater. It was wild. But anyway, Donkey movie. It's happening. So is Shrek 5. Alright, so one of the big pieces of animation news lately this week has been with Inside Out 2. Now, Inside Out 2 has been completely dominating the box office. Now, this year famously has not been a very good year for movies. A lot of big budgeted studio films have flopped or they have grossly underperformed. But here comes Inside Out 2. And I don't know if it's because of the Pixar name or because it's a sequel to a movie a lot of people really liked. But something about Inside Out 2 just really went well with audiences. Or it might just be because it's a really good movie. But Inside Out 2 has been the first movie in 2024 to cross over $1 billion. And this is Pixar's first $1 billion hit since Toy Story 4. And it's Disney's first $1 billion animated hit in general since freaking Frozen 2. It is absolutely incredible just how successful this movie has been within only a couple of weeks. Now, again, a lot of people should be like, "Oh, it's just because it's a sequel." But then again, it's like nice. Elemental did pretty well. That was a really successful movie. Eventually, after like the first week wasn't good, like opening weekend didn't do well, but for the rest of its theatrical run, it was a really good hit for Disney. Like one of the only genuine hits they had that year. And of course, Wish didn't do very well, but but no one really liked Wish. People, that movie was a flop because it wasn't good, not because it was an original IP. But yeah, people were just genuinely really excited to see Inside Out 2 because a lot of people actually wanted a sequel to Inside Out, and the reviews were good, and yeah, people really liked seeing Inside Out 2, and it made $1 billion. So hopefully this is a very good sign for Pixar that people want to see good movies like Inside Out 2, and hopefully Elio will be just as successful for them in the future. But yeah, hopefully this won't be the sign that people only want to see sequels because, again, the movies you released on Disney Plus, they did really good on Disney Plus, and they did pretty well when you re-released them in theaters. And Elemental also did really good. The only movie released this decade that was a straight up flop was Lightyear. Probably because people are tired of Toy Story movies. I don't know. And they're making a Toy Story 5 because why wouldn't they? But yeah, Inside Out 2 making a bunch of money. What do you guys think? All right, more stuff about the One Piece live action. It started shooting season 2. Season 2 of the One Piece live action reboot series has officially started shooting at Netflix, and the cast is returning. That's happening. Yeah. Alrighty. This is not animation specific news, but it's more just general Hollywood news. But it is pretty massive, and I haven't heard anybody talking about this. So, basically, Warner Brothers and Paramount have been having conversations with each other on the possible merger of Max and Paramount Plus into one big giant streaming service. Where have I heard this before? Now, for those of you who don't remember, Paramount and Warner Brothers have had previous discussions about a big company merger where Paramount Global and Warner Brothers Discovery would become one, which means that Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon will be under the same corporate umbrella, and I don't know if animation fans can handle that. So, obviously, nothing really went through with that, and Paramount is still trying to look for a company they can merge with. And I think the last update we had was that a deal with Skydance didn't really go through, but I don't know. I might be wrong about that. Please let me know. But they're also thinking about merging their streaming service Paramount Plus with another streamer, and looks like the top contender has been HBO Max, or I'm sorry, just Max. And this is not the first time Warner Brothers has merged its streaming service. I'm sure we all remember when they decided to combine HBO Max and Discovery Plus into one streaming service by nuking a bunch of original shows and movies from HBO Max and writing them off as tax write-offs, basically making it impossible for people to watch these shows legally. Now, since then, most of them have showed up on various VOD sites such as Amazon Prime and YouTube TV, etc., etc. But the point is, if a show or movie is marketed as an original exclusive to a streaming service, we should be able to find it on that streaming service and not have to go and rent it. And that has basically given the wrong message to a lot of other companies, because the year after that, during the SAG-AFTRA strike and the writers' strike, Disney Plus did it with about 30 of their originals, and Paramount Plus just recently did it with some of their Nickelodeon shows, along with some other shows that not a lot of people talked about the removal, such as Star Trek Prodigy, The Fairly Odd Parents, Fairly Odder, and not a Nickelodeon show, but still, Grease, The Rise of the Pink Ladies. And I feel like if Paramount would to merge Paramount Plus with another streaming service, especially HBO Max, then this would happen again. Like, if you combine two massive streaming services that both of them feature the libraries of two massive movie studios, along with a bunch of stuff that HBO Max has licensed out due to their deals with other streamings or to other companies, due to like stuff from like HBO and Turner Classic Movies, along with having like the exclusive streaming rights to properties such as the Studio Ghibli movies and South Park. Like stuff could happen. And I just thought about this, and it's the only reason they're wanting to do this is so Paramount could get South Park back. I like, is this seriously the only reason they want to do this? Because you know, before Paramount decided to make their own streaming service, like HBO Max got the streaming rights to South Park, and they're allowed to stream the show, all of its episodes on the streaming service. But once Paramount Plus came to be, Paramount realized, oh wait, we don't have any South Park. We don't have South Park, one of our biggest properties, on our streaming app. So they asked the creators, hey, can you make us like 14 specials that you could just make for us? And they were like, cool, we like making South Park, we like making money, we'll do it for you. But then the creators were like, oh yay, we have like two separate deals with two separate streaming services to make the same show. And they made like a big two-part special about this, the streaming wars. It's on Paramount Plus, and it's basically about all of that. But like, still, I feel like that's the only reason they're doing this. But either way, I don't think it's a good idea, because the only thing mergers really come to is a bunch of layoffs. So I don't like that. But hey, what do you guys think of this? Do you think that Paramount Plus merging with HBO Max is a good idea? Please let me know. All right, on a lighter note, the SpongeBob SquarePants movie is officially coming out on 4K Steelbook, and it is now available to pre-order on Amazon. Here's a better look at the Steelbook. The Steelbook is a classic poster of SpongeBob. He's holding the SpongeBob movie logo. Love that. The inside of the Steelbook is so fun, so colorful. We got SpongeBob and Patrick in the paddy wagon. Their houses are in the background, and Squidward and Gary are just standing there. I really am not a fan of the disc artwork. It's not artwork at all. It's just like the 4K disc is black and the Blu-ray disc is blue. Pretty basic stuff, but hey, here's a better look at the Steelbook cover with the J card. Loving it. Hold on. I can't. Let me try and find it. I actually own the SpongeBob SquarePants movie already on DVD. This DVD I've had for a while, like since I was a little kid, and I never upgraded it to Blu-ray. Although I do actually have Sponge Out of Water on Blu-ray. I don't own Sponge on the Run just yet, but probably because I love this movie so much and I love SpongeBob so much, I will be willing to upgrade to the 4K. And yeah, there's the J card, and it looks to have a bunch of different special features. If we can just zoom in a little bit, it looks to have a lot of the special features that this DVD had, but presumably and hopefully a lot more. But yeah, the SpongeBob SquarePants movie coming to 4K. Okay, we got the very first poster for the upcoming Terminator anime, Terminator Zero. As you can see, somebody's just holding a Terminator's hand. It is a very beautiful poster. And a trailer will actually be dropping this Friday, so stay tuned to next week for the trailer for Terminator Zero. Anyway, moving right along. So McDonald's is actually teaming up with Christ, what are they? They're teaming up with some anime. I forget which one it was. I think it was a Jujutsu Kaisen. That's what they're teaming up with to make some dipping sauces. Here, let's get a. Yeah, we got. Why is the picture so small? These are the Jujutsu Kaisen dipping sauces that McDonald's will be making. They're special grade garlic sauces, and each one of them has a different character on it. If you like McDonald's, And if you like Jujutsu Kaisen, I think you're gonna have a fun time. So that's what's going on there. All right, so Bruce Timm has officially given us some insight on Batman Caped Crusaders, and he has described it as Batman Week 2 in 1940s Gotham. So, those of you unaware, Batman Caped Crusader is the upcoming Batman animated series that was supposed to premiere on HBO Max, but is now premiering on Amazon Prime Video because Warner Brothers is a multi-billion-dollar corporation that doesn't like making money. But either way, we are getting this show this August, and this Empire article with showrunner and creator Bruce Timm, who many people know in the fandom as the creator of Batman the Animated Series. He is also developing the show with J.J. Abrams and Matt Reeves, and they have described the show as basically Batman is just starting out. It is his second week of being the Caped Crusader. This his second week of being the Batman, and the art style and the character designs do take heavy inspiration from the 1940s Batman comics. As you can see in this little screenshot here, like Catwoman's even in her purple suit, and as we're gonna see later, even some characters who didn't exist back then, like Harley Quinn, they kind of made her look like she belonged in that era in a certain way. But we'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, Batman Caped Crusader is looking really good. All right, speaking of animated comic book series, the creator of Daredevil Born Again has made a statement on how the show is basically like X-Men 97, on how they got these two shows that are reboots of very, very popular properties, and not just reboots, continuations, with X-Men 97 being a continuation of the 90s X-Men cartoon, and Daredevil Born Again being a continuation of the Netflix Daredevil series. And where in X-Men 97 in particular went over really well with critics and audiences, and fans of the original series especially really loved the show because it was like the show grew up with them. The episodes and the story and the characters were all more mature and more dramatic and epic in scale. Now, the show was still very much appropriate for a younger audience, but it was definitely one of those shows and one of those reboots that grew up with its audience. And Daredevil Born Again seems to be doing the same thing, which, okay. I mean, Daredevil was already a pretty dark and mature show to begin with, so it's interesting that you're gonna try and like make it more mature and like more like dramatic. I don't know. But anyway, maybe with like the big like redo they did, it will make it better. I don't know. What do you guys? Excuse me. What do you guys think? So on to a bit of some sadder news. Japanese voice actor Takai Matsuno has died at the age of 56. He has done many Japanese voices, but he's probably most well known as the Japanese dub voice for SpongeBob. Now, I don't think it is stated that he has been the dub of SpongeBob SquarePants, and he had died sadly at the age of 56. And this article highlights some of the characters that he has voiced in the past, such as Luffy in One Piece, and this guy in a Little Prince show, and this little Digimon guy. And yeah, I never knew much about this person out before this announcement, but he was the Japanese voice of SpongeBob, and I'm sure many Japanese fans of the SpongeBob franchise are going to be very distraught knowing that their SpongeBob has sadly passed away. Hopefully, the Japanese dub of SpongeBob will find their new voice in the future, but for right now, you're gonna be missed. Alright, and our final piece of news is also relating to anime and Western stuff combined together because we got a brand new look at the Lord of the Rings anime film coming out this December titled Lord of the Rings War of the Rohirrim. We got a very first look over here. Down here, this image is from the film. Now, it doesn't specifically state who this is supposed to be outside of that woman on a horse, but it was revealed at an anime expo, and this looks really good. And I'm just amazed that this movie's even being made to begin with. Like, not just that it's being made. Like, okay, it's cool that Warner Brothers is making an anime based off of Lord of the Rings, but the fact that they're releasing it in theaters, that is what I think is really amazing. Because Warner Brothers has not released a hand-drawn animated film in theaters since, well, technically they did release one a couple of years ago with Space Jam: A New Legacy, but that was partially CGI as well. And of course, it was a live-action hybrid. But their last time was with Looney Tunes Back in Action, and even then, it was also a hybrid film. And like I think like the last one they did was like Clifford the Big Red Dog. No, it was Aqua Teen. It was the Aqua Teen Hunger Force movie. That was the last one they did. So it's been like 15 years, and they're finally releasing one again, and it's from their animation studio. They didn't outsource it. And like, with Disney, they had like an 11-year gap where they didn't release a hand-drawn film in theaters. But even then, like 20th Century Animation did the animation for Bob's Burgers, the movie. It wasn't Disney doing it. I mean, even though it's owned by Disney, but you get what I'm saying, right? But yeah, it's just amazing that we're getting this big budgeted, like hand drawn animated film coming out in theaters that's not based on an IP that's usually hand drawn. Because like usually whenever we get like modern hand drawn animated films, it's based off of a TV series that's hand drawn, like Sponge Out of Water, or the My Little Pony Friendship is Magic movie, or hold on, let me see if I can find it, or even Space Jam: A New Legacy. The I guess The Boy and the Heron really did like set a precedent. The like people want to see hand drawn animated movies on the big screen again, and because like GKids gave that movie a wide release, and it did really well in theaters, and it got nominated and won an Oscar. So I think this is going to be a massive sign to Hollywood that not only do people want to see anime films in theaters, they want to see hand drawn in theaters, and hope maybe Disney will be next. So yeah, but that is it for the news. We got a grand total of 3 trailers to watch, so not a lot, but we still got something to watch. And our first one is actually the official trailer for the first season of Batman Caped Crusader, the previously mentioned. So let's just dive right into it. Oh, oh. The guy that got to play Batman sounds amazing. And Bruce Timm. It's Catwoman. Harley Dent. Harley Quinn. It's the Penguin. Oh, oh, oh. Batman Cape Crusader. Okay, so that was the trailer for Batman Cape Crusader. Yeah, this looks really good. I'm in love with the animation. The animation looks very great for a streaming television series. It's very definitely much better than the direct to video animated films we've been getting a lot lately. And one thing I'm very much in love with is the 1940s setting. It definitely looks and feels so much like the 40s. And one really cool thing about this, I mentioned this earlier, but they kept their 1940s character designs, the designs that the characters would feature in comics that were released during that time. Like Batman is clearly in his 40s outfit. We can go back over it to Alfred. Let's get a better picture. We got Alfred, who is definitely more short and pudgier than how we usually see him depicted because that's how he looked in the 40s. And we even the villains are very much based off their 1940s designs. Sorry, I just went through puberty. And yeah, we got Catwoman right over there in her purple pink outfit. We got Harvey Dent before he became Two Face, but I'm sure we're gonna see him as Two Face eventually. Uh, we saw the Penguin in shadows right here. We got a silhouette of the Penguin right there, but even villains that didn't exist at that point in Batman history, we do get to see what they could have looked like if they did exist in the 40s, such as Harley Quinn right over here. And I love how like they are showing how this is very early in Batman's history on how it's just the second week and already people are starting to hate him. People are starting to view him as a vigilante, on how he's no good to Gotham, he's more of a criminal than a hero. And that's just how people view Batman. So, yeah, I'm very much looking forward to Batman Cape Crusader. Let me know what you guys think. Moving on to our second trailer, we got another DC show, Kite Man Hell Yeah, the long awaited spin off to the Harley Quinn series, which features Kite Man working at a bar. Let's do this. It's Bane. Oh, here it goes. It's Poison Ivy. Yeah. He said the thing. Yeah. Dog pee. Literally. I love the Cheers font. Hmm. Oh, forget Darkseid's voiced by Keith David. I love that. Okay, so that was the trailer for Kite Man Hell Yeah, the upcoming animated series, which will be streaming very quick soon on July 18th. So I really love the Harley Quinn series. It is one of my favorite adult cartoons that are currently airing. I love how it is perfectly able to mock the DC universe, but also respect it and celebrate it at the same time, because it acknowledges how stupid and silly a lot of the stuff in the universe is, but it has fun with the silly and the camp and the the stupidity and the pure comic book insanity that is the DC universe, and it just has fun with it. And that's ultimately what makes that show so great with for me. It takes all these characters that we love and a bunch of obscure characters that we might not necessarily know, and it just flips them on our head with a bit of a raunchy twist, but it's still recognizable as the DC universe. And to have a spin-off show coming out that will definitely focus on a lot of the more obscure villains, definitely more of the henchmen. Like the main character is Kite Man. If you were to tell any comic book fan like 10 years ago that, hey, Kite Man's gonna get his own TV show, I was like, it would be like, what? Why Kite Man? Why him of all people? But then he'd be like one of the best parts in a Harley Quinn show, and you're like, okay, that version of Kite Man makes sense. Yeah, we got a shot over here that really got me going. But like, I didn't notice it on my first time watching this because yeah, I actually previously watched it because I was like, I have to watch this. But like, I'm trying to find the shot. Like, I'm trying to find it, but I can't freaking find it. It's somewhere over here. Somewhere over here. It shows it's one of the villains in this show, or one of the villain characters that shows up. Hold on, let's just okay. But like, okay, I can't find the shot, but Polka Dot Man shows up, and I freaking love Polka Dot Man. He's so great. Like even before the Suicide Squad, I loved Polka Dot Man because of how silly it was. But yeah, it's great that Polka Dot Man is going to be in there. We also got some returning characters from Harley Quinn showing up. We have obviously we have Kite Man, but it looks that a lot of characters will be making some cameos, such as Poison Ivy's Talking Flint, whose name I forgot. We also got Bane. Oh, hold on. Yeah, we got Bane showing up because Bane's always a scene stealer. I felt like they used him a little too much in the most recent season. Like, like they kind of felt the need that he needed to always show up because everybody loved him in the first couple of seasons. But like, I still think that Bane is funny. I just hope that he's not like all over this show the way he's been like all over the most recent episodes. And it looks like Harley herself will be making an appearance in this little shot. Like Harley's gonna do her own little Ted Danson episode, and easily a highlight for me is Darkseid, and Darkseid will be voiced by Keith David, and Keith David is personally one of my favorite voice actors, and everything he touches is gold. So this is definitely going to be great to see. Darkseid, voiced by Keith David. But hey, anyway, that's Kite Man Hell Yeah. What do you guys think? Let me know. And finally, for our final trailer, let's do a complete 180 and watch this quick little trailer for the Bluey minisodes, which will be streaming on Disney Plus sometime this month. Bluey. Oh, it just restarted itself. That's great. Bird Dog. Muffin unboxing. Oh, animals. Hungry. Letter. Bingo 3000. Three pigs. Okay, so there's a lot to unpack here. Basically the Bluey. Jesus. Okay, the Bluey minisodes will be coming to Disney Plus this month, and they're basically just going to be really short episodes of Bluey, as one would expect. And yeah, they look really cute, really fun, really sweet, like typical Bluey episodes are. I don't expect these minisodes to be as like impactful or even as great as like the main show because well, they will be significantly shorter. Like I think they're only supposed to be like 3 minutes or something. I don't know. And oh, it says that they streamed today. Like they're on Disney Plus right now, so you can go watch them. Actually, but yeah, the Bluey minisodes are on Disney Plus right now. I love how Muffin made an unboxing video. Like, how did that work? Like, I want to see Muffin's unboxing video. It's gonna be fun. We also have like Chili and Chili and Bingo trying to be frogs and other animals. We got a little story time over here. Bandit's telling the girls the little three little pigs. I'm sure that's gonna be cute. But yeah, we got Bluey minisodes currently streaming on Disney Plus. But anyway, guys, that will be it for the news and trailers part of this video. I probably should give you some channel updates. So, yeah, it's summer, which means the upload schedule is more sporadic than usual because I am really freaking busy with my theater stuff. But hey, you're gonna guess what, guys? Guess freaking what? You're gonna get a themed month this month for the month of July. Yeah, I know I'm gonna be busy with my theater, but you're still getting a themed month, okay? And for this themed month, I decided to get really freaking crazy with it because we are going to be doing Christians in July, where every week for Toon Talk and Theater Talk, you will be getting a video about a Christian piece of media, whether that be a Christian cartoon for Toon Talk or Christian play for Theater Talk. And I have some very fun stuff lined up for those videos, so I can't wait for you to check it out. There's one video in particular that I'm very intrigued to watch because it is a Christian musical that I have been fascinated by for a while now. And that's all I'll give. But I I will tell you that uh, I believe I will tell you the first one. The first one will be a Toon Talk, and currently it's Dave and Goliath. We're gonna do something very simple and do a Christian piece of media that people like before we get into the trash later on. So we're gonna be doing Davy and Goliath this Friday, and later in the month we're going to be getting to some pure cringe, some of the worst of Christian media, and we're just gonna have fun. Like we're just gonna have a lot of fun this month. And sorry I wasn't able to get the Inside Out 2 review out back in June. Again, sporadic schedule. Okay. But anyways, that will be about it for Toon Talk and Theater Talk. In terms of Weird TV, yeah, the Animalogic finale arc, the multiverse finale arc. That's still coming. I genuinely don't know how it's taken me this long to make this video. Like I stopped shooting it like back in May, and it's July now, and like I'm still not done. Like I genuinely do not know how like I do not know how it has taken me this long to make this video. Like I wanted it out in April, and we're in July. So like I keep like delaying a hiatus which was supposed to last 6 months. It was only supposed to last half a year before I came back strong in April with a new episode to finish off the multiverse arc. But I guess hopefully that video will be out in June. And if not June, then July. Not, well, it's July now. Hopefully it'll be out this month in July. And if not this month, then August or September. Like, and then we're gonna like get like full swing into like Friday the 13th and the Halloween and Christmas episodes, and plus I'm still working on the movie. And that's like an entirely different process of itself. But we don't have to get into that because I don't have a whole lot of updates on it. And I do have a little bit of update on some other Weird TV stuff. Namely, first of all, yeah, Thomas and Friends of Bridge is also on a hiatus. It is also on a mid-season hiatus as well. New episodes will actually be returning sometime in September, similar to how it was last year. So be on the lookout for new episodes of Thomas and Friends of Bridge. Who knows? I might change it to August. We'll wait and see. But in the meantime, you have episodes of Chad Stevenson, the world's greatest YouTuber. I just released the most recent episode last week, which features me along with my good buddy Realm Zero, as we just answer a bunch of cringy trivia questions off of BuzzFeed, and it's a part one, which means part two should be on the way sometime this month. So hopefully by the end of July, you will have part two of the trivia saga, and that will be the first half of Chad Stevenson Season 1. I don't know exactly how many seasons I want this show to go for, but I definitely want it to be mostly just a bunch of generic YouTuber type of videos for Season 1. So definitely stay with me on this, because things will be getting interesting soon with that show. And in the off weeks, there will be like re-uploads of other stuff I made. Like, how last month it was an impression video I made back in 2019, 40 Nickelodeon impressions for the 40th anniversary of Nickelodeon. Weirdly enough, it also came out for the 45th anniversary. But not like the actual anniversary, but the same year. Yeah, that will come out whenever there isn't an episode of Chad Stevenson. You know how like with Thomas and Friends Abridged, I do every other week? Well, right now, because there's only 6 episodes, I'm doing it once a month. And so in that for that other week spot, it's going to be a re-upload from the Mr. Johnson channel to Weird TV. But either way, that is basically it with the updates. Oh, I almost forgot. Weird TV officially has an Instagram. You can follow it at Weird Television. Weird_television. That's the account and the name. Check that out. But anyways, that is it for this video. What do you guys think of all the news? Those are all the updates I have for the channel. And did the mic just disconnect? The mic just disconnected. That's great. That's what we love to hear. That's what we love. That is what we love. Okay, we're back. Anyway, guys, that will be it for this week in animation. What do you guys think of it? Please let me know in the comments below. Also, please be sure to join me next time. Join me on Friday or whenever for the Davy and Goliath video. And I'll see you later. Bye.